We're live. Hey, good morning. 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. How are you doing today? This is our 665th episode today. And I want to talk about being naked. No. Transparency. It's one of the Scrum pillars. There's 3 Scrum pillars in Scrum. There is transparency, inspection, and adaption. And I want to talk about transparency. Though I think people think if they're transparent and show everything, then they feel like they're naked and they get scared. But they shouldn't be. Doesn't mean we all go naked. But we should be transparent. So we're talking about that today. And this is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and I hope you're doing well today. We talk about Agile and Scrum in a practical and tactical way so you can bring value to your customer, not work crazy hours, which is one of the teams I was looking at the other day. I don't know how they're going to do what they said they're going to do, but I'll help them. And get home to family and friends. Have some fun, right? Have some fun at work. You got to enjoy what you do. If you don't enjoy what you do, it's just going to be a bog in your brain. So, why am I talking about pillars? One, it's every once in a while I like going through the Scrum Guide and talk about different aspects in different ways than people else have talked about it. So one of the interesting sentences that's in the Scrum Guide that I like, transparency enables inspection, and inspection without transparency is misleading and wasteful. How about that? That's kind of interesting. And what do I want? Why do I want to bring that about? So there's a lot of things we can talk about transparency. I mean, we can go all day. We could spend hours talking about transparency and how it impacts with Scrum. Maybe I will one day put all these transparency discussions together. But this time I want to talk about reporting, right? And this is why we talk about put more value than that to your customer. So there's all these companies out there that want to have reports, status reports. They transition from a waterfall to an agile environment. And they're still on this thing about reports. And even when I did my project reports back in the day, you had your cycles, right? So transparency is the best way of doing it. Now I'm getting all these beeps, which I don't know why. And I want to clear them because it's crazy. That reminds me, I gotta do a thing on Shopify or Printify. So that's another show I gotta do. I gotta remember. I gotta write that down. I'm gonna write that down. I am gonna do a topic that my experience with Printify. I'm printing T-shirts and coffee mugs and stuff with 5 a.m. Mester Scrum logo on it. They'll be available soon. Anyway, so I wanted to write that down because it was in my head with all these notifications. So transparency. So the idea is okay. Inspecting a group, like having a status proof. Let's do an inspection. How are you doing? Are you doing okay today? How do you feel like you're doing? Is basically utter uselessness, right? By tracking burn down charts, what is getting done, stuff moving across the board as getting done, whether it be task or something, is more important. That's being transparent. Being transparent is not me telling you what I envision. Being transparent is actually ground factual truth. I got this done and it's there. These are all the things I haven't done yet. They're there. These are the ones I'm working on and they're on the screen. And you can see that being transparent. Saying I'm working on the same thing 50 times during the daily scrums or every day. I'm working on this. Yesterday I did this and today I'm going to work on the same thing is not being transparent. Can I be totally honest with you? That is not transparency. So if you have people on your team saying, I worked on this issue yesterday, I'm going to work on it again today, and I'm probably going to work on it tomorrow, that is not being transparent. One, it's like it's a fluff, right? So that's not being transparent to their teammates. And an inspection we'll talk about tomorrow, but that's not being transparent. Transparent is being, hey, this is still working on, I'm stuck. I know we want it to be this, and I'm being transparent with you that I'm stuck, right? Transparency also with your business and yourselves and allowing it to be shown. I like to build little dashboards for my Scrum teams. Why do I do that? Because I want everything being transparent where we really are. I want the other teams to highlight when things are stuck, when things are slow. And people are like, why do you do this, Greg? Because it's important, because it goes into the inspection part. Because inspection without knowing stuff or being transparent doesn't help you get there, because you don't know what you're inspecting, to be honest with you. So it's wasteful, just inspecting things. It should always be there, right? Maybe inspect and dive deep on things when you have issues. That's more valuable. But just going out there and doing inspection, let me audit everything you do. That's not worth it. But being transparent shows to the team, to everyone, which is in the inspection part, what's going on, right? Just talking about stuff all the time. And now I'm making these hand motions. So if you're on the podcast, you can't see me go, blah, 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 blah. Is not transparency, right? Transparency is showing everything, putting up dashboards, sharing with your business clients where you are on a status of things. And sometimes being transparent that you have to break it down in smaller pieces so that you can give so it can be transparent what's going on. Anybody who looks at your stuff should be able to know what's going on instantaneously. And if things sit around for a long time, one of the things I saw on a lot of capabilities now, they put how many days and status these systems are. I go to so many teams, they don't turn it on. You know why? They're scared to freaking death. People are going to find out shit's been sitting in a status for 15, 20, 30 days, right? That's why they don't do it, because they're scared shitless. So they're not being transparent. So when you see that, you can tell what's not being transparent. You got to let everybody know where you're at. That's transparency, letting everything, not my own personal thing, like my dog here who barks at all the other dogs. That's not transparency. That's just Phil. What do? I should do that clickbait. Grab the dog, put the dog here in front of in here. Betty. She's sound asleep because we went walking at 5 a.m. this morning. She's exhausted. Anyway, but that's transparency, right? Transparency is allowing everything that you're working to be subject to view, to let everyone on the team, anyone, to inspect it, which we'll talk about tomorrow. And I do have some good stories I want to tell you too. So I'll tell them as the week goes along. But again, transparency, one of the three pillars. So you got transparency, inspection, and adaption. And there's a little sentence at the end of each one of these things. And I'm going to read the sentence each one. But in this one, I love it. Transparency enables inspection. Because if you're not you don't know what you're inspecting. Inspection without transparency is misleading and wasteful. I just love that. So without the transparency, inspection is misleading and wasteful. Oh, on that note, I just told in my head, I want to add one more thing. Without being transparent of how you actually did in the sprint, burn down charts, stuff going through the system, how long stuff's sitting around, things that get stuck, bugs, stuff like that, your retrospective is actually a waste. Because if you can't be honest with you and be transparent, are you burning down? I'm going to do a show on that because that was another thing that jumped in my head the other day. If you're not being transparent with data that you did in the sprint, how do you make your retrospective valuable? I see so many teams just go off and talk about shit, right? You need to, as Scrum Masters, share, be transparent as a team. What is going on? What is visible on the team? What are the things going on? So the team has that information to do the inspection part and the adaption in the retro. So there you go. So you need the transparency. You need to show how you did in the performance of the team and show the charts, show the visuals. They're there for a reason. They help people think about stuff. Just talking, hear my hands clapping, and I'm blah, 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 again, is a waste of time, especially in this virtual world. Okay, now I'm rambling. My mind is blue. All these people are on a virtual world talking to people around the country, the world, literally the world, talking. How many people you think are zoned out in that conversation? Probably most. Probably 99% of the people in the conversation. You need to show stuff as you're talking. So if you're not showing stuff as you're talking, whether it be you physically on the video or a burn down chart or a scrum board or something that shows where you're going, an architectural diagram, whatever. Let's be transparent. Here's where things get stuck. This is effed up over here in the architecture. We need to fix this effed up. You know what? Okay, I am rambling now. I just going to share this with you. I have yet to see an architect. Can you imagine this? I'm just talking here. An architect going out there and saying, this part of the architecture is effed up. We need to fix it. Couldn't you imagine? Because I got, the reason why I say this, I have so many coachees that are coaching through quarterly planning, big room planning kind of things, quarterly safe, PI planning right now because it's the quarter. And I've never, ever, I just realized that I've never heard an architect say this part of the architecture is effed up and it needs to get fixed. And we're going to fix it in this quarter. That would be freaking amazing. I would love to see that. I'll pay. I will, if that happens, tell me, I will pay you money. I don't know how much money. I'll give you $100. Give you $100. Invite me to your PI. And if I see an architect actually say that about the architecture or what's wrong, I'll give you $100. I swear I will. Well, I could only give $100. I don't know if there's 10,000 people out there. I don't have that much money. I don't have much money at all, actually. I just do this for fun. So with that, I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to let you go. Enjoy your day. Happy scrumming. And I'll see you tomorrow. God, can you imagine if an architect actually said this part of the architecture is effed up and we're going to fix it this quarter? Oh, my God. If I can get that to happen in an organization, I will hit nirvana. Thumbs up if you like the show. Give us a ring. I'm going to do it way over here. 1, 2, whoops, 2. 2 rings on the bell so you get notification when we go live. And I wish you all happy scrumming and you all take care. Right, Betty? She's a mess. So you get for getting up 5 a.m. with me, huh? Yeah, I know. Take care. Bye. See ya.